Hello there, I hope you've had a good day. Today we're going to draw a globe valve, okay, and we are going to mainly concentrate on the body. We shall not be drawing the stem, we shall not draw the bonnet, nor the plug. We shall only be drawing the yellow part, which is called the body of the globe valve. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and click on Create New, and then make sure you're in the SketchUp profile. Click on Create Sketch, select XY plane, click the polyline tool. Okay, go ahead and click somewhere like that. Make sure you have straight lines like that. Make sure it's a straight line like that, straight, like that, like that. Okay, let's do it on this side again. Make sure it's a straight line like that. Like that. Okay, then change to the 3-point arc, click away from this line somewhere like that, then click there and click there, then click somewhere of the sort, click there and click there. Okay, select these 2 points and then click on coincidence. Select those 2, click on coincidence, that and that, click on coincidence. Okay, it's now closed. So we are going to create symmetry between points on the opposite side using this axis, sorry. So make sure you select that axis and select symmetry. Click on that, and that axis and click on symmetry. Click on that, select axis, that, select axis, then that, and that. And lastly, that and that. Okay. So once you have the symmetry locking up all these points, we're going to go to dimensions. You may ask, why are we doing symmetrical constraint? Since this part is going to look the same on both sides, it's just better to get like the plane it's rotating at, and then define the dimensions on one side, and this will be automatically applied on this other side. Let's have a simple example and you see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a horizontal distance from that spot to this spot, and it's going to be something like 77.5 millimeters, and then click OK, right? You see what happened? I just defined it on one side, boom, on the other side it's also applied. That's how symmetry works. Okay, so we can stretch it. So long as you're stretching anything on one side, the other side is going to be stretched in the same way. Okay, so let's continue constraining this until it gets locked. So go ahead and click on this point and the center of that, and click on horizontal, give it 100. Okay, then select that, click on horizontal, and give it 20. Okay, we're doing good here. Let me just push these up so you can see them. Okay. What next? Select this bottom one, click on horizontal, and we give it 37.5. Click on OK. Can drag this back here. Okay. And then we can select between this and this and give it a vertical distance of 7. Okay. We're doing good. So go ahead and select that point again and this point and give it a vertical distance of 25. Okay. As you can see, all these are now sort of locked. So we're remaining with the X and this. Okay. So let's go ahead and this, we already gave it 35. So let's go ahead and select this arc and give it a radius of 97. Then click on OK. And then select on that arc and give it a radius of 90. Okay. So you can see the bottom one is now all constrained. So what we're going to do is we're going to select those 2 points for the arc, and we make sure they all start at the same point so we can constrain that second arc. So you select both of them and then click on coincidence, and boom, everything is constrained. Okay, so let's bring this back in here in view. Okay, just giving you time to look at the dimensions. Everything seems to be okay. Let me just put this on the side so it's easier to read. Also this, let me put this down so it's easier to read. Okay. So all this is constraint, all is green, all is fine. Go ahead and click on close. Can zoom out and we look at our sketch. Change to part design or part. Let's just select part and click on revolve. We're going to revolve on X. So this is going to be 0 and this is going to be 1. Make sure create solids is selected and click on sketcher and click on OK. And we should have something looking of the sort. Okay. Let's go back to sketcher. Click on new sketch. Click on XY. Go back to model. Select revolve. Press the spacebar. And then let's go back to our sketch there. And we are going to click on the polyline. And we're going to start our outline again. So make sure these lines are straight like that. Make sure they're completely straight like that. Like that. Like that. And make sure it clicks constrained and click there like that. Okay. Once we have sketched that, we are going to go to constraints again. Select that point and this point. Give it horizontal dimension of 70. Okay. And then select that point and the bottom point and give it vertical constraint of 80. Okay. Then select that line and give it a horizontal of 35.5. Okay, so that looks okay. Then select that line and give it a vertical of 18. And then select that and give it a horizontal of 7. Okay, and select this and give it a vertical of 45. If you followed along and everything is good, we should be having something of the sort. Okay. All constraint, go back to our task, click on close, change to part. Make sure you have sketch 1 selected, click on revolve, change the Z to 0, and this time we are going to revolve on Y, so select 1 on Y and click on OK, and you should have something that looks like this. Okay. Now let's click back on our first revolve, click on the spacebar, and now we should have something that looks like this. Okay. Now there's 2 parts, yeah, that are just intersecting each with its own geometry. So what we are going to do is we're going to select the first revolve, second revolve, and then click on this. This is a join object. So it is sort of a routine that is used for joining objects. So it joins the walls, and whatever doesn't intersect is thrown out, and it allows flow. Okay. Like if there are holes inside, it makes sure it connects that. So make sure you selected all those 2 and then click on join object, right? Depending on how fast your PC is, that should run fast. So if you check inside here, you see we have a hole we can see at the top. So if we change it on this side, we can see through. If you check this side, you can see you can see through that side, and we can see through this side. Okay. So we already have now the channels of our what selected. So let's rotate this side. You see that? We can see at the top, we can see through that, we can see through that, and then we can also see through that. So you see this? We are able to see through from the top, through that, but we can't use can see, so you can also see straight through like that. See that? And from here to the top. So we have an entries, exit, exit like that. So all these 3 holes are interjoined. Okay. So we are done with that part. So let's go ahead and continue to the next step. And that is going to go back to Sketcher. Create a new sketch. This time we're still on the XY plane and click on OK. We're going to go back to this model and then hide this. We can come back to our task. Click on the polyline. We're going to do some sketches again. So click on that. Make sure it's a straight line. Click on that. Then take it above that. Click on that. And also here like this. Click. Come back here. Click and make sure this is a straight line up to around there. Click. Go down. Click. Click. And lock. Okay. Now, click on this and this and select 90 degrees for instance. Click on that and this and select right angle, okay, for 90 degrees. Okay. So once we are done with that, this is the trick. We are going to create a symmetry across top, bottom, like the opposite direction. So this goes with this goes with this. So we're going to click on that point and on the point on the opposite side, and then the middle point, and we click on symmetry. Okay, we can stretch that. And then we shall click on that point. Click on that point, and the middle line, middle point, and click on symmetry. Okay, and then click on this point and that point and the middle point. Good, symmetrical. Click on that, and the middle point, and click on symmetrical. Okay, I hope I haven't missed out anything, but now all these are symmetrical. Once we are convinced that they are symmetrical, we can go ahead and start giving our dimensions. Okay, so I'll click on that, and give it 40. Okay, and then click on that, and click on that, and give it 7. Okay, and then click on that, and click on that, and click vertical, and give it 16. Okay, and then click on that, and click that middle point, and select horizontal, and give it 39. Okay, what else is missing? I think we are good. So we're going to put now the angle of this and this, and then select angle tool, and we're going to give this around 130 degrees to constrain. Okay, so we should have something that looks like this. Okay, hope you are able to see all the dimensions. So everything is constrained. Go ahead and click on close. And then we are going to go back to our part design. This time we are going to select extrude. This. And we shall change this to 120. We shall say it's symmetrical, and it's along normal. We shall create solids, and then we shall select sketcher tool. Okay. That's all we need on that page. And then we click OK. And we shall have something of the sort. Alright guys, I do apologize. This video may be slightly longer, but I need to take it slow for people who are learning to also be able to do this. Yeah. So after we are done with that part of it, what we are going to do is we are going to go back to Sketcher. Okay. We are going to expand our connect and the first revolve. Click on that, right click, and then copy, then click outside, and then click on paste. So it will paste that sketch in there. Okay, so we don't need this revolve to show, extrude to show, sorry. So after pasting that third sketch, go ahead and double click on it, and it will bring something of the sort. Okay, go ahead and select everything. Make sure they are selected and click on this once. Okay, once you've clicked on that, come into the constraints. We just want to remove the dimensional constraints so our drawing what is clear. Don't move anything, just leave it the way it is, but come in here and then remove these dimensional constraints. So everything is clear for us, so we can see what we are drawing. So the dimensional constraints are off. Okay. So once we do that, we are going to create another sketch. Okay. Just follow along. Let's get the polyline tool. So we shall click somewhere there, draw a straight line, go down, straight line again, go across, make sure it's a straight line, go up, make sure it's a straight line, and then come back here and make sure it's a straight line, and then end. Go ahead and click on the 3-point arc, click somewhere like here, click there, and click there. Okay, select those 2 points and click on coincidence, select those 2 and click on coincidence. Okay, I think we're doing okay with that. So what we are going to do, we are going to click this point and that, and then select symmetrical. Just hold on. Let's bring this down. I'm not liking the way it's coming up. Okay. Just to be sure. Let's first do symmetry on here and here. So let's first do the symmetries here. I think it will be much more easier. Sorry, select that middle symmetry. I'm forgetting to select the middle one. I'm rushing. Slow down, slow down. Okay. And then select that middle line, symmetrical. So I have this, I have that, I have that. Okay. That seems to be okay. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to click on that and this, and I'm going to use this where it says constrain a point to the object. So we're just going to constrain it to the top object. So click on that. So it's aligning to that. And then click on that bottom one. And we're going to select that line, that axis. Okay? And do the same. So you should see something of the sort. Okay? So let's go ahead and put some constraints, like distance constraints. So select that point and that middle point, and give it a vertical constraint of 28.5. Okay, so you can see like it slightly went through up to that level. Okay, so also select this and click on that and give it 36.75 and click on OK. So let me just bring this that side so you guys can see that. Let me put it down. So that's okay, that's okay. Okay, we can see all this is constrained. The only thing we need to constrain is the arc. Okay, so we go ahead and click on the arc and then give it a radius constraint. Now we want that arc to fall in the middle here. Remember the side we did 90 and what? 90 and 97. So we're going to give this something like 93.5. Okay, so we want it to lie in the middle of these two arcs. Okay, so once we do that, you can see it falls in between there. And we can see that our part is fully constrained. And then go ahead and click on close. We're going to do a revolve on that sketcher 3. So go back to part and then click on revolve. This time we're going to revolve on X. This should be 0. Okay. And then make sure you have create solids selected. Let me first go back to this. I just need to bring it back into view so you guys can see it. Okay. So we can see what is happening. So revolve 0, 1, make sure it's sketch 3, create symmetric solid is selected, make sure it's on X and the rest are 0, these are 0, and click on OK. And you'll have something that is looking like this. So let's bring back our extrude in view and you'll see how it's looking like. Yeah. So we have some sort of a blocking metal in here, and we have this also going through and they're intersecting. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to remove the excess material, and then we have sort of our routing plate that is going to be in the middle of the globe to direct the liquid to the two different outlets, while the valve will be controlling if it's going through or not. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on extrude and revolve, and this time we're going to create a union or intersection. You see that? So we're going to create an intersection of the two shapes. So make sure you select those two and then click on that. So it will intersect those and then delete out whatever isn't needed. So you should have something of the sort. Remember, this is going to be used for plugging the other part we used. So we need it to fit exactly in there. So that's why we had to go through the trouble of drawing all this so we could have something that looks this way. So because we have it this way now, we need to create a hole where the valve is going to sit. Okay, so let's go back to our sketcher. So go back to sketcher, click on new sketch. This time we are changing to XZ. Take note, we are changing to XZ. And then click on OK. So it should come this way, and our hole is going to be on top here. Now we can't see the axis, so let's go back to model. Go to our new union and press the space bar and click back on our sketcher. And we're going to just draw circle like that. Okay. And then on that, after we do that, we're going to put constraints. So click on that, click on radius, and let's give it 20 millimeters. Press enter. Okay. And then click these 2 points, this and this, and click on coincidence. And it's done. Okay. So once we have that constraint, go back to part. Hold on. Okay, I just missed to, I need to close this. So I need to close that. Go back to part so we can see it there. And then we're going to click on extrude along normal. And this is going to be around 20. 20 should be enough. Okay. Don't forget to select symmetry and make sure you have create solid selected and make sure you're selecting sketch 4. Okay. And then go ahead and click on OK. And you'll have something that looks that way. Okay. So let's click on common, press spacebar, and we should see something that looks this way. Okay. Now select common and select extrude 1. And we shall be clicking on this, which is a cut. So click on cut. And as you can see, we created a hole in there. That's where the valve will be sitting. Okay. I hope we are following up to this level. I know this could be long. I'm taking it slowly so everybody is able to get it. Okay. So let's click on our connect and then click on the spacebar, and our object should be looking this way. So if you can look through, you can see that. We can see this side is blocked off, but the water goes up here to the top. And if we rotate it around and zoom in, you can see this is connecting through the bottom. The top part is closed. So bottom, top, and here is where we have our valve sit, and we have the hole here, which will direct the water from the top to the bottom, and then it comes out this side. Okay. So now that we have all this, so we have 2 objects in instance that are remaining now. The connect and the cut. So what we want to do is we want to merge the 2 objects since they are still separate. So you'll have to click on connect and click on cut, and then we click on this, which is a union or Boolean operation to join the two objects. So go ahead and click on that union and then click on apply. If everything went okay, right, you shouldn't get any errors. Okay, so if I zoom in here, you can see this is getting water from the bottom to top. And if we take here, this is also getting it from this other side. Okay, so this is down, this is on this side. So if we rotate it around, this is on top. Okay, let me just drag this back into view. So this is how our globe valve looks like. So the next part we're going to do is we need to put the holes for the bolts. Okay, we need to put holes for the bolts. So the thing is, we have to click on Fusion, and we have to go back to actually part design first. Okay, come in here, click on Fusion. We don't have a body. If you haven't realized, we don't have a body. So click on Fusion and then create a body. Okay, so now we have a body that we are going to be now able to drill in holes. Okay, so select that face. This is the top face, and then click on Sketcher, and you can say this is going to be directly facing us this way. Go ahead and click on that. We can actually just put it on that line like that. Okay, and then click on that, click on radius, give it something like 6. Okay, and then click these 2 points, and then click on horizontal, and you're going to give it like 55 millimeters. Okay, so that's it. Go ahead and click on close, click on sketch 5, and click on pocket. Change this to fast. Okay, that's it. And then click on OK. And then select the pocket, click on polar array, change this to 6. Click on OK. We are done with the holes on top. Click on this face, click on sketch. Let's go ahead and draw that circle again. Okay. Radius constraint. Still going to give it the same millimeters. I think let's do on the sides. On the sides, we can do 8 millimeters. Let's do 8 millimeters and do 4. How do you see that? So let's do 8. Then select this and this. Let's try 60. Let's see how 60 comes out. Is it so far? I think it looks okay. And then click on close, pocket, fast, and click on OK. Select that pocket one, color, and we can put 4 bolts. Okay. So there we are. So we need to just rotate it around and do the same on this side. Select that face, click on sketch. Say that will be 8. That is 660. Close. Pocket. Fast. Okay. We select our pocket. We click on polar and give it 4. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. We are done, and that's how we draw a globe valve body in FreeCAD. I hope this was useful to you, and have a great evening. Bye for now.